What's up everyone? Soggy Flaps here. Nothing special today, folks. This is just gonna be another tier list, as usual. Today, we're gonna be doing a sniper tier list. This one's pretty easy since there's only like 10 weapons a sniper can use. Sniper doesn't have access to this primary weapon, so they're all banned. In the past, the Huntsman used to be used, but it's been banned because from the patch notes it says that it promoted passive gameplay. Take that for what you will, but don't worry, because there's plenty of things Sniper can do without his primary weapons. As with all tier lists, Golden Frying Pan is below, belongs in F, but we're going to give Golden Frying Pan a throne. For those who use the Golden Frying Pan, just know that this weapon, when you have it, you take double damage. First one on our list is the Bushwacka, I guess. We can start with that one. I think this one's an S. We're just going to start that off. I'm putting Bushwacka in S tier just because of that one attribute where mini crits turn into crits. There's no random crits in Trespasser, and yeah, crits is the most valuable source of damage, and Bushwacka is just an easy source of that. You can one-shot a lot of zombies, including all skeletons and fire zombies. Usually they have like 175 health. If you have an easy source of mini crits, you can shred giants pretty easily, and the tank too, if you have like someone using buff banner or you're running Carbine. Just be careful using this thing, because this weapon comes with a 20% damage vulnerability, which it'll like just mess you up pretty fast, and you're like already a squishy class. And if you ever become last man, the mini crit becomes crits thing just becomes worthless, because you're just gonna have crits all the time until someone just randomly joins in mid game. This weapon works best with another weapon like Carbine and Jarate, because obviously they are a source of mini crits. But if you're not using those, I'd move on to a different melee. Don't use the Bushwacka if no one on your team is giving off mini crits. Next, the Tribalman Shiv. I think this is obvious for everyone, but I'm putting Tribalman Shiv in F tier because the damage is too low. It has a negative 50% damage penalty, which means you're doing 33 damage per swing. That means you need to do twice the amount of work to deal with one zombie. The bleeding can get up to 48 damage if you wait long enough. But for a survival mode like Trespasser, you can't really afford to keep a close zombie surviving for too long. You could probably use this on giants, but you know, there's certainly way better alternatives to killing giants, like the Bushwacka for one. Yeah, this weapon's pretty garbage, honestly. Shiv is gonna stay in F. Meanwhile, let's go over the SMGs. We can start with the baseline, the SMG, or what me and my friends like to call it, the SMIG. I'm gonna put this in B, even though it's got like low damage, like 4 to 12 damage depending on range. Yeah, I mean this weapon is still pretty good if you max it out. It's got plenty of damage. However, this is low just because there's just better alternatives to the SMG, which is the Cleaner's Carbine, and I'll put that in S. Even though it comes with the clip size penalty and firing speed penalty, it already bests out regular SMG just because it has mini crits. Mini crits is very easy to build up, and it lasts for 8 seconds, which perfectly syncs up with the Bushwacka. Free crit swings for 8 seconds. You only need 100 damage in order to charge this thing up, which is like pretty easy, because you're going to be stacking a ton of firing speed. Yeah, S tier, easy source of mini crits, and it pairs with the Bushwacka, which can deal crits. Jarate, I'm going to put this in A. Basically, this is just a convenient alternative to the Cleaner's Carbine. Costs 500 total to max out its recharge rate. Another good thing to note about this, it's mini crits for your entire team as opposed to the Cleaner's Carbine, which is for you only. Also, mini crits, you know, pairs well with the Bushwacka. This is not S because the problem with the Jarate is that you can only coat one area at a time, which is probably like fine for a group of zombies, but if your team is doing too much damage, the whole Jarate thing is pretty short-lived. Yeah, this weapon just kind of falls behind the Cleaner's Carbine. It's also not S just because you're also becoming like the most squishiest melee class with like 125 health. If you want to play melee support, go ahead and use this, but there's going to be times when you can't afford to go melee. Next, we can probably get like a short one out of the way. Like, we're gonna go with Kukri, and this is going in S. If you don't have any source of mini crits, then yeah, the Kukri is just completely fine. Most reliable melee, nothing wrong with it. And if you're using Kukri or a reskin, then you're probably using the heavy machine gun, which is also going into S. If you're not using Carbine and Bushwacka, you're using machine gun and Kukri. Very good weapon for a pure SMG sniper. It is the most powerful SMG if you're using it by itself. It's got increased damage, extra clip size and ammo capacity, crits on headshot, and it armor pierces. Basically the regular SMG on steroids. Yeah, you do like a ton of damage on the heavy machine gun. If you land all headshots, you can do like 1800. It's got a 100% reload penalty, but it's still pretty fast, like about 2.2 seconds, I believe. And if you're holding down a choke point and reloading, your teammates are covering you. The damage for this thing is pretty insane. Like, you can do up to 16 damage. It's got 12 base damage. And since you're doing headshots, it's like a lot. Like, you're doing 36 damage per round. This thing will shred giants pretty hard. Like, you can do up to 1800 damage per clip. Yeah, this weapon's very powerful. S tier worthy. Alright, next up we have the Shahanshah. I'm gonna put this in C. You get a 25% damage penalty if you have above 50% health, but a 25% damage buff if you're less than 50% health. And the neat thing about it is that you don't have to hold it out. It can just work passively. But I'm putting it in C tier because Sniper's already a glass cannon and you're just making him even more of a glass cannon. You need to be at like under 63 health in order to trigger the 25% damage buff. For some, that's gonna be insane. If you're not being protected from your teammates while you're doing the 25% damage buff, you're gonna die pretty easily. One swing from a headless is gonna kill you like immediately. This weapon's not good for melee snipers because it has regular melee range and you should be staying at high health, especially if you're doing a full melee class. If you're using the Shahanshah, you have to commit to being under 50% health or else you're gonna be stuck with a 25% damage penalty. If you're speedrunning or you have a completely confident team, then yeah, you could probably use this weapon. But if you're in teams that get pushed back often by zombies, you'll probably want to avoid using this weapon. And finally, we have the Grappling Hook, which is going to A. If you want to equip the Grapple Hook for Sniper, you equip the one of the 3 Sniper backpacks, the Darwin Danger Shield, the Razorback, and the Cozy Camper. They'll be replaced with a Grapple Hook and you can equip it in slot 6. I like this item. It gives you like 25 health and it'll let you survive another hit from a headless where it usually is like a 2-hit kill. Without any crit boost, of course. This thing pretty much has no cooldown. It's a great tool for leading zombies towards you and for escaping whenever you get surrounded. If you want to be brain dead with this, you can grapple up high to like one corner of the map and you can draw all zombies towards you. If you hit a zombie with this, they'll be marked for death, which is great for letting your team kill things faster. This is an A tier because it restricts you to a melee sniper. If you're new to the Grapple Hook, it'll take some time getting used to. If you're marking something for death and you don't know how to jump off, you're gonna die. You're gonna die pretty fast if you do that. The Grapple Hook also has a 2 to 3 second duration when it's fired. So if you intend to stay up high in like a corner, you have to keep staring at the wall until you've decided to just move out of it. Also, the Grapple Hook is like an average travel time, so there's definitely some skill involved in deciding which surface is the closest to grapple to and leading hooks into zombies to mark them for death. Otherwise, it's very good for a melee sniper who wants mobility. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, very simple. 10 weapons. We're done here. Time to move on to the next one, I guess. I don't know which one that'll be, but yeah. See ya.